Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night. Wow. Listen, I went live on my other topic, so I had to delete it. So what I'm gonna do basically, I gotta rewrite it all over again. But basically um for the long wait of dealing with Trump basically and talking about Trump. Um, I'm here to talk about Trump right now, which is very, very important. I need to put a lot of things in proper perspective. My experience of dealing with certain things, what I see coming from a spiritual sense, and the spiritual knowledge that I see what's going on, and that basically what we need to discuss and talk about as people as we move on in life and as we move forward in life, basically. And we need to put things in focus and see what we can do, right? A lot of things that we see is not what it is, basically. And a lot of things that we encounter, it's not what it is, basically. It's not what it seems. And a lot of us sometimes we dealing with things from emotion point of view. We're not dealing with things from a place of spirituality or a place of just taking it easy and falling back and seeing how can we address certain things. And everybody's on the uproar of dealing with Trump and seeing certain things that's being put into place and seeing certain things that's not being put into place and looking at things from a negative point of view. And what we need to do is basically is focus on, let me fix this camera. But basically what we need to do is focus on what we have to do as um, civilization, as people that's growing and learning each and every day as we go on in this existence that we call life. And of course, we don't have the answer. A lot of us don't have the answers. So this is why we seek out certain avenues or certain ways in order to get a better understanding on where we're supposed to be at as people, right? As civilizations that's being met with this murder, death, kill, which has plagued us, individually, and which has plagued our communities over and over and over and over again upon generation, years upon years upon years of becoming organ donors, basically, right? And being set up in these plantations, right? And these concentration camps and being overseen by overseers of these plantations, while you see a large uh, a large force of people repeating the same history, generation after generations, that's setting up these programs, right? Whether it be automotive, whether it be carpentry, whether it be electric, whether it be plumbing, whether it be flooring, whether it be any of these programs, they have these programs upstate in these plantations, and they took most of these programs, which was in high school, which is the betterment for you and I. When we come out of high school, we could be a plumber, we can be a carpenter, we can be any of these things, a welder. They took it out the programs and putting these plantations up there and created this murder, death, kill, which has plagued our community, our societies over years and years and years, basically, So we have to look at a different avenue and a different way on how to improve the indigenous people of this land, basically. And I'm looking, and as I'm looking, I'm seeing how Trump is basically trying to set things in the proper perspective, right? And I'm liking how the way it's going right here. But before I get into this topic, right? And my slogans: keep your eyes open and your head on a swivel. There's murder, death, kill going on here. Not just physically, but spiritually, mentally. It's murder, death, kill, right? Live the life, ain't no thing. I'm married to the game and the game is married to me. It cloaked itself with your lower desires, basically, right? And what it consists of fame, riches, and fortune. But it's not telling you there's 3 ways out, but it only has 2 ways out that it presents itself. And after you realize and recognize that it is a plot and plan for your demise, and when you wake up, the only thing out it presents itself is what? Is death, right? In these plantations that's upstate where you're rocking state greens and you walking around the yard wishing that you was a deer, wishing that you was a skunk, wishing that you was this worm, or that you was this ant, or wishing that you was this seagull, or wishing that you was this hawk, basically. So you can fly out of recognizing that you had did this murder, death, kill act, and it trapped you, right? And ultimately demise you. And as you go through this life, they saying what, right? On the program, right? On a child, right? On the visits, on the recreation, on the commissary. All of these things is to do what? To keep you dumb, deaf, and blind, to keep your spirituality dumb, deaf, and blind. And in this place, this is where you'll find what? Spirituality, once you apply yourself. Why you couldn't do that out in society? You can do that in society, but you're plagued with you plagued with guns, you're plagued with violence, you're plagued with drugs, you're plagued with all of these things that keep you down and keep you oppressed, and you're plagued with many different Nino Browns in our neighborhood that leads you astray and leave our children astray, basically, from a path of righteousness, from a path of leveling up, basically. So this is the part I'm playing. I'm coming with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, experience from a spiritual eye, basically. Been there, done that. Been there, done that. Been there, done that, right? Please like, share, subscribe to the dopest channel out right now on YouTube. This is all big facts that's coming with bangers and heat, bangers and heat, bangers and heat upon you and I to get over the hump, to get over the blockages, to get over this murder, death, kill, barbaric, evil, twisted, demonic way of life, which has plagued us individually and our community collectively, basically. Let's give it back to the co-creators of this. This channel do not promote violence. This channel don't promote ignorance. This channel do not promote you smoking weed. This channel don't promote you drinking, right, and ruin your life. This channel to uplift you. This is what this channel is about, beloved. And this is what this focus is about. And this is what we need to do to encourage each other, basically, at the end of the day. Do not forget to hit the notification bell. Hit it, so you can know when I'm going live for the bangs and heat to bring to you and our information that we are desperately need all around the world, because people are looking for leadership. People are looking for hope. People are looking for level up. And where can you get it at? On Team Flow channel. This is Team Flow. You can get it here because we expose it, right? We lift the skirt up, basically. We dissect it and give it to you like, listen, look at the trap right here. Look at the plot right here. Look at the avenue right here. Look at this. Look at that. All right? We got a board where we present to you and give you the tools and the tools and everything that you need to what? To better quit yourself, to fight against this evil, demonic, twisted, barbaric way of life, basically. This is why we here, brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? So over here, we listen to a little jazz music as we get into this topic, basically. This right here is going slow. It's going slow right here, basically. Okay, let's get right into this topic. So we've been talking about basically Trump and basically everything that he's trying to do. He's trying to expose individuals that have been stealing for years and years and years. And it's sad because these are supposed to be upright individuals that supposed to up uphold the laws and laws of the land. If anything don't have nothing to do with the scriptures from the creator, nobody's not going to uphold it. They're going to take it and throw it behind their back basically and do what they been doing basically. It's milking the land dry basically. It's getting on the gravy train basically. So if you're not living by the scriptures, well, you're living it by barbaric, evil, twisted, demonic way of life, basically, right? Which sits upon mankind, right? That was passed down from mankind, saying that this is how we supposed to live. What about the creator? Rules and regulation. Where is that, right? And where is that coincide and coexist with man-made laws and regulation? It's not there. It's just basically what man say to do. So if man is telling you what to do, right? He is being what? He is being your almighty. He's being your Lord. He's being your creator. He's telling you to go left. He's telling you to go right. And this is what you're doing. You're basically worshiping this murder, death, kill mindset, basically. This is what's going on. And it has to be eradicated because you know what it's doing? It's giving us down a path of darkness upon darkness upon darkness upon darkness. That's why it must be eradicated from the top to the bottom, basically. This is why this is here. And this is wrong. This is a wrong behavior. We should not be doing these certain things, right? We should be what? Coexisting with the scriptures and our rules and regulation. It's supposed to coexist. It's supposed to coexist and supposed to be side by side, basically. If it does not uphold the laws and regulation of the creator, we supposed to do away with it so we can live a better life. We was created to be what? The vice journals. We was procreated. No, we was created for what? To be the vice journals. We was created for balance. We was created for justice. These certain things. And I think that this is what Trump is doing, and this is what his administration is doing. Anybody that's not getting on this path and not upholding these rules and regulation, they need to be what? They need to be eradicated. They need to be fired, basically, because you're not upholding this, right? You upholding the gravy train. You upholding if you got a car note or your children have tuitions. You've been doing this for years upon years upon the land. And who's going to suffer with this? Our children and children and children and children is going to suffer with this because you're not giving back. You're just taking. And what that does, that brings us further back and back and back and back in darkness. So we are here to do what? To uplift it and expose this murder, death, kill, barbaric, evil, twisted, demonic ways of action that has plagued our systems and plagued societies and civilizations all around the world, basically. It's greed. It's greed for money. It's not going to get you there. It's not going to get you there. It's going to plague us with darkness upon darkness upon darkness as you keep procreating, right? All these rules and regulations. It's like what we doing here. You putting this more and type of darkness and debt. This is what is going on. So I appreciate what he's doing, and I'm gonna basically get into a little bit of videos that basically that he puts out there like that. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get into this, and we need to these certain things we need to address, man. We need to talk about these certain things.
But we'll see what happens. And we're going to be signing a very important deal today. It's Doge, and I'm going to ask Elon to tell you a little bit about it and some of the things that we found, which are shocking. Billions and billions of dollars of waste, fraud, and abuse. And I think it's very important, and that's one of the reasons I got elected. I said we're going to do that. Nobody had any idea it was that bad, that sick, and that corrupt. And it seems hard to believe that judges want to try and stop us from looking for corruption, especially when we found hundreds of millions of dollars worth, much more than that, in just a short period of time. We want to weed out the corruption. And it seems hard to believe that a judge could say, we don't want you to do that. Well, so maybe we have to look at the judges, because that's very serious. I think it's a very serious violation. I'll ask Elon Musk to say a few words, and we'll take some questions. Elon, go ahead.
Sure. So at a high level, you say, what is the goal of Doge, and I think a significant part of the presidency is to restore democracy. This may seem like, well, are we in a democracy? Well, if you don't have a feedback loop, we'd have to, if you sorry. So, tell you gravitas can be difficult sometimes. If there's not a good feedback loop from the people to the government, and if you have rule of the bureaucrat, if the bureaucracy is in charge, and then what meaning does democracy actually have? If the people cannot vote, how it will be decided by their elected representatives in the form of the president and the Senate and the House, then we don't live in a democracy, we live in a bureaucracy. So it's incredibly important that we close that feedback loop, we fix that feedback loop, and that the public's elected representatives, the president, the House, and the Senate.
Okay, we're going to stop there. That's enough information for me to basically see that there's a lot of corruption that's going on in the government, and it's been going on for years and years, and it's been like that for decades and years. This is why these things need to be eradicated, so we can have a better life for our children after children after children. First thing first, you have to read out all of this nonsense that's going on, that's been going on for years and upon years. We have to weed it out. We have to eradicate it, the core of it. Where's the core at? You're going to have those that's going to, basically, they're going to fight because they still want the gravy train to go on. Now you expose these individuals, now they're going to try to clean it up. But you cannot clean this stuff up. You can't clean it up. Now the people know that what you've been doing. We know that you've been doing this because we get affected by that, because the programs get dropped. Basically, there's no more technology in schools. Right here, our school systems supposed to be number one. Our schools and our technology and everything that we have learned, inventions, are so behind that we cannot keep up with the future currents that's going on. Basically, our children are second to a lot of other civilizations that's in this world. Basically, we supposed to be the leading force. We supposed to always be procreating inventions upon inventions, and this is how we level ourselves up as a civilization, especially right here in America, especially right here in this blessed land, because this land is blessed and holy. I don't care what people say. This land is blessed and holy. Basically, this is why it's supposed to be in the forefront of all of our children being future inventors, future scientists, future chemists, and any other all these things that we need to put forth. Our education supposed to be the top-notch one, but we are so met with so many difficulties that we are doing what? We fall back and being greedy and dealing with certain things. We take it from this program. We take it from that program. So when you take from these programs, where that leaves the indigenous people of this earth, basically, that was created right from the core of the earth, that's created from this earth, that leaves us dumb, deaf, and blind, basically. And this is what this does. And it has to stop. It has to stop. It has to stop. Because you procreated this murder, death, kill, barbaric, evil, twisted, demonic way of life, plaguing our system with guns, plaguing it with drugs, plaguing it with Nino Browns, plaguing it with jail systems, and with all this other stuff, man. This is sad. and then it gets in the children's mind. They can't focus on this. They can't focus on education. They can't focus on the future. They have to constantly being met with different avenues and different circumstances that they need to deal with. They can't focus on these certain things, and this has plagued our system for a very, very long time. And I see what's going on. Basically, let this man work. Whatever he has to do, let him work. But I see that they also going to block him from certain things, basically, because you know what? Contrary to what individuals say, the indigenous people basically made this land free from crusaders, from other people that try to steal this land. We fought for this land because we was here already. Nobody was no slaves. Nobody was slaves. We was here in this land already. There's pyramids all through this land, basically. So this land is holy and righteous. So as murder, death, kill know that already, it's going to keep creating and putting people there to procreate drama, death, right? Organ donors, jail, drugs, guns, so people can rise up. And these are the things that we must look at as individually and collectively as one people. So these things must be met. It must be met with a more stiffer and more view on facts on how we need to deal with these murder, death, kill things. And it's really serious. It's real serious. So basically, I would like to end this topic with "I love you," basically. And that's all I have to say. Basically, that's all I have to say, man. It's sad. It's sad that we have to be faced with this nonsense, man. It's really sad. Yeah. Keep your eyes open and your head on a swivel. There's murder, death, kill going on here, not just physically, spiritually, and mentally. All right? Live the life, be the life. Ain't no thing. I'm married to the game, and the game is married to me. Let's get back this demonic, evil, twisted, barbaric way of life. Back to the procreators. Back to the procreators. Back to the procreators. It presents itself with your lower desire, fame, riches, and fortune, basically. This is what it does, man. So you can have you up in these plantations. You facing 10 years, 15 years, 25 years out of your life, man. Let's give this back. Let's give it back. Now we know this. What are we going to do about it? Basically, we expose it. Let's encourage each other to do the right thing. I'm giving you knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Experience from a spiritual eye. This is all facts. Please like, share, subscribe to the dopest channel out right now on YouTube. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Hit it so you can know when I'm dropping heat and bangers for you. Peace, y'all. Peace.